Hey everybody, welcome to Comic Crow, and it's the weekend, so why not have a fun story? Well, somebody was definitely having fun. So this is kind of wild, and I've seen a couple people talking about it on Twitter, and I've got two articles pulled up, and they're both really funny. Tennessee cops, including married police officer, fired after repeated wild sex romps. So there are five different police officers all fucking the same female married police officer. And apparently there's three other police officers who have been suspended. I guess they were doing this at like on duty. And at the same time, husband has no idea. So female cop who got fired for on-duty sex with her coworkers told them she was in an open marriage, but apparently never told her husband. Like, man. Oh, by the way, this is the officer. Like, goddamn. And see, here's the really funny thing. Like, I've seen like the other pictures with her, and she's like 5 foot nothing. Okay, and she's just getting railed by these like 6 foot black dudes. It's like something like okay, all right. I'll try to take it seriously, Jesus. But yeah, let's read through the story. Officer Megan Hall and her fellow law officers allegedly engaged in wild sexcapades that included sending dirty pictures, taking her top off at a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party, and even having oral sex with two officers at the Laverne, Tennessee police station. Okay, so again, this is all happening on duty, right? The steamy shenanigans in which Hall allegedly bragged about the size of one partner's genitals and claimed to be in an open marriage not only led Hall to be canned, but led to the firings of Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shields, according to a December internal investigation. Two other officers, sorry, okay, I guess it was two, not three. Two other officers who allegedly had romps with Hall, Patrick I don't know how to say that, and Larry Holiday, kept their jobs but wound up suspended, according to the reports. I would imagine that they probably weren't doing it on duty, or at least they had no proof of it, but they had proof that she was having sex with them, because why not? It seemed like she was fucking any of the dudes that were willing. I mean, God, and this is what I mean. Like, look at her. She's a tiny woman getting railed by like 7 dudes. Like, goddamn. The extracurricular tryst took place at hotels and parties at other officers' houses and on a boat, while Hall was also accused of performing oral sex on Powell and Shields while on duty at the police station and police gym, according to the December 28 internal report. Officials began to look into the swinging personal lives of the amorous officers when Laverne Mayor Jason Cole received a tip that Hall was sleeping with several fellow cops and had a threesome with Mackley and his wife, among other claims. Jesus. I mean, look, I don't really care what they're doing off duty, but I understand why they all got fired if you're doing it on duty. But again, like, you're police, okay? And that's a highly stressful job. And then at the same time, everybody in the office is fucking the same police officer. Like, I can see why this would be cause for concern. When asked about the tip, Magliacco admitted to having sex with Hall on numerous occasions, the report said. He told investigators that Hall had told him about Powell's big black dick and complained she had performed a sex act on him while the pair were on the clock, the report said. Magliacco also said he had seen Hall and Holiday kiss while watching football at a party, and said Hall had kissed his own wife, Amy, after learning they had an open marriage, according to the document. The officer said Hall's husband saw the kiss and told officials that cuckold really wasn't on board with his wife having a threesome with the Magliaccos, but she continued having a relationship with him, investigators said. God damn. Even the article is calling him a cuckold. Ah, dude. When questioned, Powell later denied that he had a sexual encounter with Hall, but said everybody knows she has multiple partners, as he named Holiday and McGowan to investigators. They all started throwing each other under the bus. After being caught lying about being at the gym with Hall, Powell admitted to the tryst during a follow-up interview, according to the report. How is this? It's just like photos of every officer that fucked this bitch. God. Okay, all right. Well, I think, yeah, we're not even halfway through. Powell that was then involved in a domestic disturbance with his wife, who he told investigators beat the shit out of me, adding that he would most likely lose his children after the spurned woman learned of the affair. Oh, so it gets really bad now. Holliday admitted under questioning to having sex with Hall multiple times, and McGowan revealed that he once went to Hall's house with another female and exposed his genitals, according to the graphic report. After initially denying having sexual relations with Powell and Magliocco, Hall later copped to the affairs and also admitted having sex with Lugo at a motel after they met a go-kart center, a charge that Lugo initially denied before caving under a second interrogation. Damn. Under questioning, Shields said, "I have never had sex with Megan Hall," until admitting she had performed oral sex on him while on duty when pressed, the inquest found. Hey, listen. You didn't ask oral. You just said sex, okay? You just said sex, okay? If you clarified any sexual activity, this man did not lie under oath. He just found a clever way of not telling the truth. Magliocco also noted that he had become concerned about Hall's mental health and heavy drinking and driving. Yeah, okay, look, that part I do believe, because it sounds like she's extremely loose. And, when you're a cop and you're doing all of that shit at the same time, I would imagine that there are some issues that you're probably dealing with. The officer said Hall had once pulled the trigger on an empty gun pointed at her temple so she could hear what it sounded like, and said she was suffering from mental illness. But you're still sleeping with her at every opportunity. So, that makes you look fucking disgusting. Not her. An oft-mentioned event in the report was a Memorial Day party in a boathouse owned by another member of the department, to which several officers had brought their children. Oh my God. At one point during the party, an intoxicated Hall was reportedly being force-fed vodka by Magliocco in the hot tub, at which time her top came off and other cops stopped the former officer from drinking and helped her cover up to protect her, according to Durham's account. This guy sounds like a fucking creep, a little bit, right? He's like, oh, she's got mental health issues, but I'm fucking her at every opportunity. Oh, she's got mental health issues, and I'm worried about her drinking, so I'm going to force feed her vodka. Man, this dude sounds like he knows what he's doing, and he's completely taking advantage. Lugo, Powell, and Shields were also dismissed for violating police procedure and lying during the investigation, along with McGowan, who had been witnessed choking an HR employee. Jesus. This whole thing gets completely fucking wild. Holliday and Magliocco and Patrol Officer Gavin Scholber were suspended in connection with the probe, officials said. HR Director Andrew Patton, who authored the report and conducted the investigation, sanctioned the 8 officers with various penalties for sexual activity while on duty, sexual harassment, conduct unbecoming of an officer, and lying during the course of the investigation. Okay, all right. Let's jump to the next one, because on top of doing all of this, her husband said he had no idea. Okay. And I kind of doubt that. He must have had some inkling, but I mean, come on. Apparently he caught her doing things with another man's wife and just kind of didn't say anything when she kept doing it. In the most predictable development of all time, we have an update on Megan Hall, the second-year officer, after... we all know where this is at now. After all, the more people are involved in a news story, the more layers it's going to have, and the more coworker sex partners a person has, that number will increase exponentially. An Officers Hall situation, of course, no exception, because almost lost in all this is the fact this law enforcement professional is married. Daily Mail, Hall, who is married, is also accused of revealing her breasts while at a steamy family Memorial Day boat party. Hall was open about her relationships with the other officers and once bragged to Magliocco about Officer Powell's dick. But before Hall was officially hired on the force, she had met up at Officer McGowan's house with her husband and another female. At the time, Hall was a candidate and had taken her clothes off along with the other female. Hall's husband got upset, the report reads. During that visit, McGowan admitted to taking out his... Okay, all right, we know. So, look, it sounds like she was, like, extremely loose even around her husband. And the husband stayed with her. Man, you're a cuckold. There's really no helping that. But this woman does sound like she's got actual issues. And this Magliacco dude, he sounds like he's absolutely like pushing a lot of the behavior and is taking advantage of like the drinking. Because again, if he's saying that she's got a heavy drinking problem, to make her look bad. And then, the other officers are like, well, at this party, he had her in the hot tub and he was forcing vodka down her throat. Like, man, these cops are fucked. Like, just purge the entire department and start from scratch. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments section? This has been such a weird news story.